stop you is you don't have your lights on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, like I guess I thought they were low since I got it. Basically, are they on now? I guess This isn't.
They're on now. So you didn't have the rear lights weren't on. So when you passed by me, I looked by and you didn't have no lights to the rear.
I wonder if I turn it on auto. Oh,
there you go.
Then it should. You know what? I thought it was on auto. I'm sorry about that. I wasn't sure if I was like, maybe I'm going too fast because like it was like, where you have to slow down there a little bit. I wasn't sure. I was like, maybe I was going too fast. I wasn't.
So have you been drinking anything tonight?
No, I'm just like this naturally.
Just naturally like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Do me a favor and just step up for me.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you, so I'm what's called a DRE, Drug Recognition Evaluator, okay?
Okay.
I'm detecting some signs of impairment.
Oh, okay.
So, honesty goes a long way with me.
Yeah.
So, when's the last, are you taking any prescription medication?
I do take Adderall extended release 10 milligrams, and I took one today. I'm prescribed it by my psychiatrist.
This is the sort of thing that can happen to any of us, to any of you, to your mother, to your daughter, to your grandmother, to your father, your grandfather. This is the sort of BS that commonly touches regular law-abiding folks. And we can see just how it happened. This guy sat through some sort of class, and now he thinks he's like the smartest guy and the smartest like drug investigator there is. He knows stuff now. He learned things. And this is what it results in. Yes, this is another case of a police officer masquerading as a scientist. This is from Minnesota, if you can't tell from the accents. And this video was submitted by the woman that you see in this video. And this is some BS, as you'll see. This woman ended up getting arrested for DUI, and she was completely sober. The cop thought he knew more than he did. The criminal charges were all dropped in the end, but look what they put her through. But you can see for yourself. Let's take a look at the footage.
Is this an okay spot here, or did you want me to pull over somewhere else?
No, you're okay right here.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Deputy Holtz, Morrison County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
You got license and proof of insurance?
Okay, sure. Here's my license.
Where are we coming from?
Actually, I just got back from St. Cloud going to Little Falls. I just got my nails done.
Just when you got your nails done?
Yeah, with my sister.
Okay.
By the way, I want to tell you this so that you can look at this woman's eyes as you watch this footage. I have the police report, and here is what the officer said in regards to her eyes. I made a driver's side approach. While speaking with the driver, later identified as Dawn Wilcox, I observed her eyes to be dilated, bloodshot, watery, and glossy. As I introduced lights to Wilcox's eyes, I observed there to be little to no reaction to light being dilated. Keep that in mind as you observe her eyes with your own eyes.
Where are we headed to?
Little Falls.
Little Falls. So you drove all the way to Little Falls just to get your nails done?
No, I went to St. Cloud.
St. Cloud.
Because my sister lives down
sorry.
there. We got our nails done and then went to Chick-fil-A and just went shopping for a little bit. So now back to Little Falls.
Now back to Little Falls?
Yeah.
Okay. Whose car is it?
Mine.
It's your car?
Yeah.
Alright, just hang tight. I'll be back shortly, okay?
Is it just me, or do her eyes look completely normal? And even more so than normal, do they look completely focused? Just like my eyes are right now. Before we go through this video any further, a quick word from the sponsor of this video. Please support our sponsor, because they support the content that you value. But first, this video is sponsored by Ridge Wallet. This is the Ridge Wallet that I use right now. And I've been using Ridge Wallet since they first sponsored my first YouTube video in, I believe it was December of 2022. And I've been using Ridge Wallet since then. I've used several different colors, and that's one of my personal favorite things about Ridge Wallets is that you can get a bunch of them in different sort of materials, different colors, different designs, and use them on different days. The other thing I really like about them is it keeps your cash organized. I almost love refolding the cash every time I use it and putting it back in the wallet. You can get a matching key case that holds your keys. This has changed my day-to-day life. How often do you use keys? You can do it blindfolded. You know right where they are. I just put it on my thing with both my truck and my Bronco. Some people complain that they're expensive. Well, now's the time. Ridge is having a special sale for their 11th anniversary, limited time only. You should take advantage of it now. I've given these wallets to women and they actually like using them. Again, because women like to be organized, right? One of my Twitter followers just showed me his Ridge wallet that he'd had for like 5 years. And it's busted up, but it's still great because it's backed with a lifetime warranty. Also a 365-day risk-free trial. You can send it back for a full refund if you don't love it. You can save up to 30% right now. Use my link at ridge.com/TCRL. Big thanks to Ridge for sponsoring this video and lots of other videos that I've done. Now let's get back to this one.
Stop you is you don't have your lights on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I guess I thought they were low since I got it. Basically, are they on now? I guess this is
They're on now. So you didn't have the rear lights weren't on. So when you passed by me, I looked by and you didn't have no lights to the rear.
I wonder if I turn it on auto. Oh,
there you go.
Then it should. You know what? I thought it was on auto. I'm sorry about that. I wasn't sure if I was like maybe I'm going too fast because it was where you have to slow down there a little bit. I wasn't sure. I was like maybe I was going too fast. I wasn't.
Where there are allegations that somebody is driving while intoxicated, usually the reason the officer performed the stop is very important. Were they weaving, doing something indicative of being intoxicated, or was it something that could have a perfectly reasonable explanation? So here, the reason why Deputy Holtz stopped this lady is because he didn't see that her taillights were illuminated. This woman did not dispute that her taillights were off. However, she provided credible testimony that her newly acquired vehicle is equipped with automatic activated running lights and that the illumination of those lights led her to believe that the taillights were indeed activated. So it was unintentional. You can see in the body cam footage that she is explaining this to the deputy. The judge ultimately found that this was a plausible explanation that she provided, that the failure to activate her taillights did not necessarily prove any impairment at all.
So have you been drinking anything tonight?
No, I'm just like this, naturally.
Just naturally like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Do me a favor and just step out for me.
Okay.
Stand back right away.
Back here.
So, I'm going to be honest with you, so I'm what's called a DRE, Drug Recognition Evaluator, okay?
Okay.
I'm detecting some signs of impairment.
Oh, okay.
So, honesty goes a long way with me.
Yeah.
So, when's the last, are you taking any prescription medication?
I do take Adderall extended release 10 milligrams, and I took one today. I'm prescribed it by my psychiatrist. So that's the only thing that I take it for.
Okay, because I'm seeing a little bit of your eyes are a little red, bloodshot, glassy, and you also got what's called dilated pupils.
Okay.
So, Adderall it's a CNS stimulant, so it can dilate your eyes, or does dilate your eyes. When did you take that last?
I took it at, I think, like 3 or 4 p.m.
3 or 4?
Yeah, and so it's 10 milligrams, so it stays in your system, I think, as far as I know, for like 24 hours or something like that.
3 p.m. you took it, so
Yeah.
it's 9, so like 6 hours ago.
Yeah, and I work nights, so I was just going back to work, because I work for the state in their IT department remotely, so I start work at 11 p.m. So like my day starts at a different time than everybody else's.
Okay, so
whatever you need me to do, I'm willing to do, like, whatever.
yeah, so if you have any head injuries, head trauma, like traumatic brain injuries, anything like that would prevent you from doing like counting or doing a balance test or anything like that?
I mean, I'm a little uncoordinated, but I think I could, like, I've always wondered, would I be able to pass any of these if I did one, but I think I'll be okay.
Do you have any like back, legs, knees, hips, ankle injuries that would prevent you from doing a balance test?
No.
No? Okay. You want me to do me a favor and just take your purse off and set it up on top of the car?
What you're going to see now are field sobriety tests, which is the biggest scam in American law enforcement. And I say this as somebody who has tried over 30 DUI cases as a prosecutor. What did the police officer say in his report about her performance during the field sobriety tests? He said at one point he observed her to have eyelid tremors during this time. And during another test, he observed her eyes to be bloodshot, watery, and glossy, with her eyes also dilated. See, he's saying all the right lies, but the video shows what it shows, as you'll see. He said he inspected her mouth and observed heat bumps on the back of her tongue. She said during the walk and turn test, she made an improper turn and used the incorrect number of steps on the way back. And at that point, he explained to her that she was being placed under arrest for DWI. Now, let's go to what the judge said. And when I say judge, I mean the criminal charges were dropped because she was completely 100% innocent. But as these tyrants do, the politicians have put in place in many states a process to where you can still lose your driver's license even though you're completely innocent. And that was the case here. She had to challenge this administratively to keep her driver's license. And so there was testimony that was taken. But the administrative law judge wrote this in his order, giving her her license back. The court's examination of the testimony and the deputy's body-worn camera shows that the petitioner, that's her, performed adequately on most of the field sobriety tests. Her elevated pulse, eyelid tremors, or her inability to maintain consistent focus on the deputy's finger do not prove impairment in her ability to drive. Although her performance on those tests were not ideal, it was not so egregious to enable this court to conclude that she was driving while impaired. The body-worn camera video shows the deputy telling the petitioner that her Adderall medication may be contributing to her eyes not converging. The video also shows petitioner passed a PBT with a .00 result. The court finds the testimony of the petitioner and her witness credible. While the court does not doubt the accuracy or sincerity of the deputy's testimony, that should have been in quotations, the court finds that under the circumstances present in this case, there is insufficient evidence to prove by a preponderance of the evidence that petitioner's use of Adderall impaired her ability to operate a motor vehicle on August 2nd, 2023. So not only could the state prove beyond any reasonable doubt that she committed a crime, they couldn't even prove by the civil standard or administrative standard of a preponderance of the evidence, which is just 50% plus .001.
I'm sorry, that's okay?
Yep, hit this one. Perfect. You just, actually, for this first one, I'm going to have you stand with your feet together.
Okay.
Hands at your side. And just remain in that position until I tell you to start, okay? So for this first test, it's called a modified Romberg test. It's just counting in 30 seconds. You think you can do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I tell you to begin, what I want you to do is I want you to tilt your head back, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to estimate the passage of 30 seconds. When you think 30 seconds has passed, I want you to tilt your head forward, look at me, and say stop.
Okay.
Okay? Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, and you can go ahead and tip your head back now, close your eyes, and begin. How long was that?
I'm not sure. I was trying to like count, but I might have over or underestimated it. But I was trying to do 30 seconds like you requested me to do.
Okay. How did you get to 30 seconds?
I was counting, but then trying not to be nervous just because like my heart's racing. And so I was just counting in my head. 1,000 to 1,000.
So for this next one, what I'm going to have you do is I'm just going to have you take your left hand and just place it right here like this.
Oh, okay.
Just place it right there. Like right here.
Oh, okay.
The pulse is really light.
Oh, what does that mean?
It's just, I'm struggling to find it.
Oh, okay. It does feel like my heart is racing though. Just because like I've never done anything like this.
Are you able to take that band off?
Yeah. I can just switch it over.
And then just put it on your, yeah.
Okay.
You can put it right there. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, I don't want to lose that.
Perfect. So for this next test, what I want you to do is I want you to stand with your feet together, hands at your side, just like the first test. And then can you see the tip of my finger?
Yeah.
Okay, with your eyes only, what I want you to do is I want you to follow the tip of my finger, okay?
Okay.
Don't move your head, just with your eyes only. Can you
Okay.
understand those instructions?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like bugs flying at me.
You know, this just really pisses me off as somebody, again, who has tried over 30 DUI cases, DWI cases. What you look at when this test is being done is not only to see if the eyes follow, but also are they jumping? Because supposedly, and I mean, if you're blasted, if you're wasted, like, yeah, your eyes will be jittery like that. Here, her eyes are perfect. And it pisses me off because she is doing her best to do things like these stupid human tricks. And she seems like a really sweet woman. Like, she is nervous, understandably, but she's super polite and she's super sweet. And this guy is supposed to be out there protecting people like her. Instead, he's making her do these tricks and he's going to take her to jail.
Okay, for this one I'm going to go up, okay? With your eyes and your eyes only. Okay, go ahead and rest your eyes.
Okay.
So for this next test, what I want you to do is stand with your feet together.
Okay.
Hands at your side again. So, can you usually cross your eyes?
Yeah. In the middle I can.
Yeah, you can. Okay, so for this test, I'm going to do 2 circles, and I want you to follow again with your eyes. Your eyes only follow the tip of my finger. And then I'm going to bring it close into the bridge of your nose. I'm going to try not to touch you, but just continue to focus on my finger, okay?
Okay.
Okay? You ready?
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, it reminds me that I'm not touching you, but I used to do for cancer.
Do you smoke marijuana at all?
No, I don't do any drugs at all.
Nothing?
No,
Have
just
you
my
ever-
psychiatric stuff.
Have you ever used cocaine or meth?
No.
No? Okay. I'm seeing a little bit of lack of convergence that can be caused by the same thing as
The Adderall?
the Adderall, but a lot of times we see it predominantly with cannabis use.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I asked if you have been using any cannabis. Just hang tight. Just stay,
Sure.
if you want to just stand right there for me.
Of course.
Do me a favor and just stick out your finger.
Sure. Sometimes they don't work as good when you have fake nails, I know.
125, 126.
I'm like, I've never done this before, like my whole life.
So to get your elevated, your pulse that high, is you have to do some pretty strenuous activity. Like I have to run, lift some weights. Like I'm sitting at like roughly about a 90 rest and heartbeat.
Oh,
so
well, for me, like if I do anything, it's like 110. But like this, I've never had this much excitement my whole life. Basically, right now.
Excitement. Okay.
Well, no, I mean like just like I've never had a situation like this, so it is exciting. I mean, it's scary too because it's not scary because I know I haven't done anything. So like I know I'll pass like any test or as far as like drug tests, obviously I'm not doing very good at what you're having me do.
So the DRE average range, so the average person's rest and heart rate is 60 to 90 beats per minute. You're at 125. That's pretty. Yeah. That's a pretty rockin' heart rate.
I'm not surprised by that at all, based on like the scenario for me.
Okay.
Do those rates though consider when someone has an anxiety disorder like I do though, or not? Is that just?
Yeah, I guess it's not your anxiety shouldn't raise your heart rate that high.
Okay.
Because I mean I get pretty anxious too. Mine don't usually go up that high. Do me a favor, stick out your tongue. Open your mouth all the way. Do me a favor and blow into that.
Sure.
Zeros. I'm gonna have you do just one more quick test, okay? So, are you okay to balance in them shoes?
Yeah, I'm okay.
So I want you to act as if there's an imaginary straight line in front of you. I want, with your foot on that imaginary straight line, I want you to place your right foot right in front of it.
Okay.
Heel to toe. You can do that now.
Yeah. Okay.
And then put your hands at your side. Okay. And just remain in that position until I tell you to start. Okay.
Okay.
You understand those instructions?
Yes.
Okay. So when I tell you to begin, what I want you to do is I want you to take a series of 9 heel to toe steps down, making a series of small steps, pivoting in on your lead foot. After the series of small steps, you're going to take a series of 9 heel to toe steps back down that imaginary line. And then during the test, what I want you to do is keep your hands at your side, looking at your toes, and I want you to count out loud, okay? Your lead foot.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Keeping your hands at your side.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Okay. So, do you smoke cigarettes?
No, I quit in February.
So you got also too on the back of your tongue, you got what's called heat bumps. Heat bumps comes from smoking. Due to the high heat, it creates what's called low blisters on the back of your tongue. Ew. So here's the thing. Like I explained to you, I'm professionally trained as a scientist. Detect the signs and symptoms of drug impairment. I'm not asking you these questions because I don't already know the answer to it. I'm asking these questions for honesty and cooperation. So you've never used meth?
No.
Never?
Some people consider Adderall to be meth, but not illegal.
It's a form of meth, but have you ever smoked meth?
No.
Never?
No.
Okay. Cocaine?
No.
And no marijuana?
No.
Never?
I mean, I think I tried it a long time ago, but not anything recently. I don't like it. It gave me more anxiety for me, so I didn't like it.
Well, if you just want to take a seat right there on my front bumper, I'm going to make a phone call quick, and I'll be right back with you.
Do I have to sit down? There's bugs on me.
You don't have to. You can stay standing right there. So, last final chance, be honest with me. Never used meth.
No.
Because like I'm saying, I'm getting all these other indicators of messing.
Okay. No.
No. Never.
No.
You hang around people that do?
I used to. Like, a couple of guys that I dated did.
Well, right now I'm gonna place you on arrest for DWI. Okay.
Okay, but like not for alcohol, right?
Not for alcohol.
Okay, and then can they do an actual test right away when I get there, so then I can show?
I'm gonna apply for a blood warrant.
Oh, please, like right away. I just wanna like whatever you do, but I wanna prove that I'm not, like as soon as possible. And if they delay too long, can someone text my mom and tell her? Cause
I'll let you do that.
and I like wait, so I gotta like have someone call into my birthday. Like I'm going to jail.
What's that?
I'm going to jail.
We haven't got that far yet. Okay.
So he did arrest her, puts her in handcuffs, arrests her for absolutely no reason. She's completely innocent. As I already told you, she had to fight to get her license back. There was a huge reinstatement fee, like $600 or something like that. Just total BS. As far as the criminal charges, I have the memorandum declining charges from the Morrison County Attorney's Office, from the prosecutor. And this is what they're saying to the cop, to Deputy Cody Holtz, as well as Chief Deputy Jason Worley of the Morrison County Sheriff's Office, who are wanting this dangerous criminal prosecuted. But the prosecutor, fortunately, tells them, "Thank you for submitting your investigative file involving the above-named individual to our office for a formal review as to criminal charges from an offense of August 22nd, 2023. I have read the reports and conferred with other attorneys in the office. After several field sobriety tests, a search warrant for blood or urine was requested, issued, and executed. We were awaiting the blood test results, which have now been received. After a review of the case, we are declining any DWI charges. The toxicology report revealed the presence of amphetamine Schedule 2, but the defendant has produced a printout of a digital prescription for Adderall. See attached prescription and email. There is no evidence that the defendant was using her prescription illegally, but instead was using it in accordance with Minnesota law. In our assessment, there is also a lack of substantial driving conduct that would provide evidence that her ability or capacity to drive a car was impaired. Just like I told you, there was no evidence that she was intoxicated, no evidence that her driving was bad in any way. He continued, "We do not believe there is proof beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant was driving under the influence of a controlled substance." Nonetheless, I do appreciate the investigation into this incident that allowed us to make a proper charging decision. So that sort of sounds like a CYA letter, doesn't it? It almost sounds like they're chastising this law enforcement agency, saying, "Don't send us this sort of garbage again." It's too bad that this woman had to go through this. And this is the sort of thing that can happen to any of us, to any of you, to your mother, to your daughter, to your grandmother, to your father, your grandfather. This is the sort of BS that commonly touches regular law-abiding folks. And we can see just how it happened in other videos I've done, but especially this one, because this guy sat through some sort of class, and now he thinks he's like the smartest guy and the smartest like drug investigator there is. He knows stuff now. He learned things, and this is what it results in: innocent people being arrested. I know nothing about whether there's been any disciplinary accountability here. I highly doubt it. There should be a complaint here. There should be a complaint if you live in this jurisdiction, Morrison County, Minnesota. You should talk to your politicians and see that there is some accountability here. And you can help achieve that by spreading this footage. This footage was submitted to me because Don wants to make sure that this does not happen to anyone else. And as somebody also who has been diagnosed with ADHD and has taken different sorts of medications, including Adderall myself, which I don't anymore, that, it's scary for a lot of us. And we know 100% that not only are we not impaired, like we could drive all effing night and not even cross the yellow line or the white line at all, because like we are super focused. And then that's what just makes this thing so absurd. So if there's any update as far as accountability goes, or lawsuit, whatever, please somebody let me know. And as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. Check out my Twitter, Facebook, everything's below. If you have a video to submit or you want me to review, the link to do that is below. Remember, freedom is scary. Deal with it.